So there's currently a trend going on TikTok right now with the hashtag leaving MAGA. And I originally went through this hashtag, saved a few videos of the people that are making content saying why they're leaving MAGA. And I was going to show it in this video. I have decided against that now, and I'm going to tell you why. Because all of them, every single one, their reason for leaving MAGA was because of something he's doing, Trump is doing, that is personally affecting them. For example, one of the women that made a video that she's leaving MAGA, her video has a caption that says, "The moment I regretted my vote for Trump." And it showed behind her a green screen of Trump signing the executive order that requires all federal employees to return back to the office. So like she's upset because she's been working from home since COVID and now she has to get up and actually go to work. Another one was an employee that works in a warehouse, and the warehouse was apparently primarily staffed by undocumented immigrants and they're nowhere to be seen. And so this guy is like by himself. He's like, there's not a soul in here. It's just me. Like, I can't do this alone. Like, why would Trump do this? Why would, like, these are the people that keep our country moving. Yeah, no shit. But it's a common theme. You see, it's a common theme why they're leaving. They're not leaving MAGA because Trump is an authoritarian wannabe dictator that is literally destroying our country in the first 3 weeks of his presidency. They are leaving MAGA because it's personally hurting them. You don't get to light your neighbor's house on fire, call the fire department, they put the fire out, and then look at your neighbor and be like, look, I did a good thing. No, you caused this. You voted for this. For what? For the economy, for the deportations, for the mean tweets, for the cheap gas. Like, you voted for it. Whatever reason you had, you voted for it. And there is nothing that you could say that could make up for the fact that what's happening right now is solely the fault of your own. We try to tell all of you. We try to tell you. I mean, half of the things that he's doing are promises he made during the campaign trail. And we were like, this isn't good. And you're like, yeah, but eggs, they're going to be cheaper. Well, now there's no fucking eggs because of the bird flu. So yeah, I guess eggs are cheaper. You can't even buy them. Yeah, you're saving some money. Good job. We're in a trade war with 3 different countries right now. And he's threatening Panama and Greenland. And literally anybody that doesn't agree with him, he's firing them. That's not how a president operates. That's how a dictator operates. I'm going to say this one last thing. I vote blue. I vote for Democrats because I care what happens to other people. You vote Republican because you care what happens to you. You see the difference?
I don't know if you guys are aware of it, but a lot of people are saying they're leaving MAGA now and they're angry at Trump. And I'm like, why all of a sudden they're talking about the Iran war and Trump getting involved? Some people are complaining that the groceries, inflation, gas prices, the economy pretty much has not improved like Trump promised. Day one, he was going to lower everything, make all your dreams come true, all the bullshit. So a lot of people are realizing that the economy is not improving. I mean, I don't know what you MAGAs do when you go to the grocery store. You look the other way, pretend that the prices aren't going up for the most things, the most items. A few items have gone down, but not significantly where you can say, wow, I can really feel in my wallet that things are improving. So I guess the last straw for MAGA was the war. That Trump might be getting into a war and MAGA can handle it, can stand it, because they don't want another war. And Trump promised no wars. But you MAGAs were okay when he said, they're eating the cats, they're eating the dogs. Jimmy goes to school. 4 days later, he comes back with an operation and he's now Julie. All these lies you guys are okay with it. So you're okay. I mean, you're leaving MAGA. You're abandoning Trump. You're mad at Trump. But you're still racist? You're still homophobic? Xenophobic? You're still enjoying seeing immigrants being deported, families separated, people crying on the streets because their family are being torn apart, and you guys are, that's what I voted for. So you're leaving MAGA with all that baggage, right? So you're not changing. You're the same. It's just because you're mad at Trump, right? You're not realizing, wow, I was in the cult. Wow, I can't believe that I had that perception against the LGBTQ. So you're not acting like that, right, MAGA? The thing was the war. Oh, and the grocery price is not going down, but the war did it, right? Everything else, you're going to take it with you. You're going to still be you. Yeah, no, that's not going to fly.
I didn't know anything about Trump's policies. I just voted for him. Nah, MAGA, you can't get away with that with me, right? Because you were too loud before the election about how it was going to make the country better. So when you hear MAGA say things like that, you know what that is? That's somebody that's a coward. They're afraid to stand up and align themselves visually, right? For everybody to know with all the crappy shit you see happening right now, they know it doesn't look good, but they don't have the backbone to still align themselves with it. So now it becomes, I didn't know no better. You knew enough to be loud about it before the election, so I know enough about it to keep calling you out on it now. Stop making these people feel comfortable. The problem is people like MAGA folk who go all in on stuff like that, and then when it gets really, really bad, they want to act like, well, I didn't know any better. You're not a child. You're a grown-ass adult. You're not a child. So I'm not going to treat you like one. And what do conservatives always talk about? Personal responsibility. And that's what I expect you to have too. But I'm not going to let any MAGA get away with, I didn't know. Well, you should have known, or you should have stayed your ass at home.
Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we'll be talking about Magas leaving. There's been a lot of boos, so don't change the dial. Stay on the loop as I bring you updates on this issue, Magas leaving. Don't forget to subscribe, turn on the notification bell, share, like, and comment in the comment section. Let's hit it.
Didn't really believe when people were telling me that MAGA was leaving or that they were starting to shift or that Republicans were turning over. But now I have a story for you. Hi, my name's May, your political bestie online who believes in equality for all and is here to just educate because, baby, we need that. So I was at my local Democratic Party meeting. We meet monthly, and they said that we had a email come through today about they want to know how to change their voter registration status from, clearly it's from Republican to Democrat. I've been hearing stories online of people saying like, oh yeah, things are shifting. MAGA is leaving, people are shifting, and I was like, I'll believe it when I see it. Is this me seeing it? I'm sorry. Is this me seeing it right now? That probably made my night right there. Part of what I'm doing, and I always like to coin the idea that when you live in conservative areas like I do, that conservative people, especially conservative Christians, like to coin liberal and left equals Democrat equals devil, Democrat devil. And part of the reason why I started doing this is I want to take away that stereotype of like, if you're Democratic, you're bad. If you're a liberal or a leftist, you're bad. We're really just fighting for equality here, babes. Like, it's not that scary. It's not that crazy. And I have a feeling if you just listen to some of the stuff that I would say or some of the stuff that I believe, you probably would align with some of the things that I would believe. And I had friends growing up in the churches that I would be in say like, okay, well, what are we going to do? Who do you vote for? Well, obviously you vote for the Republican candidate because you can't vote for a Democrat. You vote for the Republican because you can't vote for the Democrat. Because Democrat equals devil. And I just want to get rid of that stigma. I don't necessarily have a problem with like centrist Republicans, but I want to help them let go of that stigma. I also go to other meetings where like people haven't voted for Trump ever, but continue to say that they're Republicans because they just can't let go of the idea of being a Democrat is bad. And I'm trying to like tear that away. Like, I know the people in my own life know that I care so deeply about people. Or they should. I really hope they do. Like, I would never, ever do anything to hurt someone. Intentional. I might be mean. But like, as a whole society, I would always choose people over everything. And that's why I am in the party that I'm in. And that's what I'm helping to do. And we're seeing people shift. I think it's happening. We had one of our bigger meetings again. Like, it's happening. We're having more people step in leadership in our red Republican area. It's happening, people. The backlash is real too. It's not easy right now being in a red Republican area. They really are mad at us. The hate comments and the negativity that we get on our online stuff is rough. But I think it's just that, like, extinction burst or whatever if they want to call it, like, it gets rough before it gets better kind of a thing. It's like when you work out at first, like, it's hard, but then it gets better. So, yay. Thank you for listening.
This is going to be somewhat of a leaving MAGA story. Hi, I'm Bailey. I'm a Blue Dot in Oklahoma, and I used to be a Trump supporter. Now, I wouldn't say that I was like MAGA in the sense that like I wore all the hats, the shirts, and flew the flags and all the things. But no, I did vote for Donald Trump twice. I voted for him in 2016, and I voted for him in 2020. Now, when I voted for him in 2016, that was the first time I ever voted. I was fully on the bandwagon, and I was like full-blown conservative Christian. In 2020, when I voted for Donald Trump, I was actually deconstructing my faith, which plays a big part in why I voted for Donald Trump. My faith did. Because I was anti-abortion, I wanted conservative values. Even while I was deconstructing, I was still clinging on to a lot of ideals that conservative Christians tout. So I didn't really want to vote for Donald Trump in 2020, but it was one of those things that like I didn't like Biden, and I didn't want to call myself a Democrat, even though I was starting to more align with the values of the Democratic Party. Actually more of like leftist ideals, not even just Democrat. And so what happened, right? Why did you vote for him twice and then now you're a full-blown leftist? So I went to college, and that's not what you think it is. I didn't have liberal arts classes. I didn't have any professors that were liberals. If anything, I had more conservative professors, but I got a science degree. And in that science degree, I had to learn how to research. I had to learn how to cite my sources. I had to have deductive reasoning. I had to prove my point. I had to back it up with facts. And in doing that, I realized that my whole worldview was false. And again, in the meantime, I was deconstructing my faith. I was a Christian, and I was no longer believing in the God I had believed in for 20 plus years. And that chokehold that religion had on me, once I got rid of that, I was more capable of having empathy. I was more capable of seeing the world outside of my own bubble. So in 2022, I voted for a Democrat. And I don't regret it. Unfortunately, that Democrat did lose. It was for state superintendent. Love you, Gina, if you're watching this. But yeah, now I'm a full-blown leftist. Like, I didn't really ever even have a Democrat phase. I went from being a conservative Christian to being what I thought was libertarian, because I was like, both sides are bad. And then I just went full-blown to the left. And I'm happy to be where I'm at today. I love having empathy. I love caring for other people. I love fighting for the truth. I love fighting for justice. And yeah, so if you have any more questions about my story, please let me know and I'll tell you. I'm an open book.
Hi, today we are diving into something that is not just news, but a moment that has left a lot of us with questions, emotions, and maybe even a bit of heartbreak. We're talking about Magas living. Magas wasn't just a name, it became a symbol. For some, Magas represented consistency, leadership, even hope in times of uncertainty. Whether you agree with the traces or not, one thing remains clear. Magas made an impact from the earliest days through the high and low. Its presence was really found deeply. Magas is a team, Magas is a movement, Magas is a project. Now, so when the news broke out that Magas are leaving, it sounds and felt unexpected, not just because of the decision itself, but because of the time, the resilience, the suddenness. And so many people, many fans, many followers, to them it sparked emotions, sadness, confusion, because of the passion they have. So Magas hold a kind of space that has impact on people so much. So why does it hurt? Is a big question. Magas was not just a role player, but a leader, a unifier. Through controversies, triumph, and so on. The presence of Magas brought people together, inspiring creativity, building a sense of belonging. Right now, that chapter is closing. Or let's say it's changing. But the thing is that we don't know the full story behind the departure of Magas. And maybe we may never know the full story. But departure sometimes can be transformation. It can mean transformation for everyone around the Magas community. So everyone being Magas should reflect. And whatever the reason for the exit of Magas, we may not really know. Magas, dropping by day, and the ones left behind will reflect. And most importantly, they may continue, they may not continue, but I'll be here to keep you updated more and more about Magas. So when you heard the news about Magas leaving, how did you feel? What are your hopes moving forward? What's the hope of Magas moving forward? Drop your comments in the comment section. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Turn on your notification bell. And I want to say credit belongs to the rightful owners of the clips I'll be attaching on this very video. Bye for now. Peace.